Hello students, so in the last video we took this everything query and wound up making a bunch of smaller information out of it. This time we're going to make more information. We're going to make some new fields that did not exist before, and we're going to use that with expressions. So how are we going to do that? We're going to go to create, and we're going to go to query design, and we'll go and start out with our scholarships awarded, add, close it out. And we're going to pick up our normal fields that we normally had there. So, student ID, amount, sport, team, whoops, not two sports. Two sports will give me an error. And award date. So we got ourselves our normal stuff. Now, here's where it gets tricky, because we already have all that. We've already done that. It looks like this. But we're now going to go and we're going to make a new field right here. How do we do that? Well, first things first, let's just name our field. And I'm just going to name this one matching donation. Now that in of itself is not enough. That's just the name. What I need is I now need a colon. So it's that key right there when you hold shift and hit that one right there, the one that's right next to the L. And that's what separates the name from the equation. So what is it we're going to do to make this? Well, what it's going to be is it's going to be half of what the original amount was. So I'm going to have to use data from a previous cell, from a previous field. So when I'm using a previous field in this, I have to put it around these square brackets. So I'll do square bracket, and then the name of the field, which was amount, and then square bracket. So you see how amount. So now if I were to hit run on this, you'll notice I have now made a matching donation that is exactly equal to this. So that was 300, so that's 300. Whatever was in here was now also put here, because I told it put whatever was in amount into matching donation. And once again, remember, the name is matching donation. It's right up there. I need to, stretch it out some so it actually says the word fully, but there we go. But I don't want all of amount. I only want half the amount. So obviously, how do I do that? I can either divide by 2, obviously, or I can, multiply it by 0.5. Whichever way you want to do it. This is just simple math. So then I hit run. And obviously, oh look, that 300 becomes 150. That 100 becomes 50. The 500 becomes 250. I have put in this equation that says matching donation equals whatever's in amount and half it. So there's that. So now let's just go and make ourselves another new one. And we're just going to name this one total. And total colon is going to equal our, matching donation. And remember, however you spell it in this one has to be how you spell it here, because if I name this as matching blah, 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 it's not going to know what I'm talking about. Because, whoops, hello. Oh, you're not going to let me just switch that up, are you? Okay, fine. Matching donation. Whatever you name it, if you have a typo, it's not going to know what it is. So if you accidentally say team instead of team, if you swap the A and the E or put an S at the end or something, it's going to be confused and go, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. So if I say matching donations and try to run this, it says, I don't understand because there's no value. So, cancel it out. Make sure you spell it exactly the way you spelt it before. So this total is going to be the matching donation plus the amount. So obviously, matching donation plus amount. Oops, what did I forget? I forgot my square brackets. So because these are the name of it, pre-existing fields, whenever you're using an existing field, put it in the square brackets. So now, in theory, I should have, if there were 300 in amount and 150 in matching donation, the total should then be 300 plus 150. Let's check and see if that works. And you see 300, 150 equals 450. 100 plus 50 equals 150. 500 plus 250 equals 750. This is one working query here of of additional stuff that we made. So let's just save that one, and I'll name this as I'll name this MD for matching donation. There we go. So now we've now added certain stuff to this one. I'll come back in the next, I'll stop the video right here and come back when I have the next one ready to go. So here we go, I'm back to where we are, and now let's make a new one. So in this one, we're going to just tax the amounts here. So I'm going to make a new field, I will name it tax, and I want the tax, let's just say, to be 3% of the original amount. So obviously I'm using a pre-existing field, so I need to put it in square brackets. And then, how am I going to get 3%? I can't just do, something that says 3%. That's not going to work. Why? Because that percent symbol is for modular division. So that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to convert this into decimals. So obviously, if I say times 0.03, that would be 3%. So if I were to hit, run, oh look, 3% of 300 is $9, because obviously 1% of 300 is $3, so therefore the tax is that, right? That's how it would work. So whenever you're doing any sort of percentages in Access, you're going to need to convert to decimals. So we've got that one out of the way. Now let's go and, make a total. So once again, I'll make myself a, how'd you get all the way over there? Let's click right here, and I say, that's how, because I'm hitting enter instead of shift. So I'll say total, colon, and this time it'll be, how would we get to figure out what the total is if we know what the tax amount is? Well, obviously, we would wind up having, in our brackets, we would have our amount, and then subtract the tax. So now we have ourselves that, and I'll hit run. So now 300 minus $9 is $291. 100 minus 3 is 97. So once we got that running and working, we're just going to save it, and I'll, name this one, query tax. Why not? Save. Okay, so we've got 2 of these done. We've had a matching donation. We've added some tax. On the last one, I believe we're using some if statements, aren't we? Yes, we're using if statements. So I'll get ready for that one, and I'll come back when we get to there. Here we are. So here we are back again with another query. I have my things right here. And on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to make some if statements. We're going to see if the amount is greater than or equal to 500. And if so, we're going to have to, give something that says something. So I'll just name this one, I don't know what I'm going to name it. I'll just name it, I'll name it check. Why not check? So check is going to be equal to, and here's where we're going to have an if statement here. So in Excel, we just had to type if. In Access, it's if. It's if. If, and we're going to have ourselves some criteria here. The first one, once again, is our check. The second one is, what happens if it's true. The third one's if it's false. So I'm going to check to see if the amount is greater than or equal to 500. So if, amount is, greater than equal to 500. That's my check. Then my second part is going to be, what do I print out if it's true? I don't know, I'll just say something along the lines of, if it's true, we're just going to say, you're rich. Why not? We'll do that. And then, of course, at the end, we're going to see, something else. We'll say instead, if you're not over $500, we'll just have it say sorry. So now, we've got ourselves our check, if amount is greater than whatever, you're rich, sorry, that sort of thing. So I'll hit run. And now it says, oh, that was 300, so sorry. 100, sorry. 500, you are rich. See how it's working? It's doing if statements like that. So that's part one. That's our check. And now I'm just going to flip this around, and we're going to do another if statement. So we got one if statement there. This one, However, we're going to see how much more money we need to make 500. So this time I'll just name this one more. So more equals, I if, it capitalized it on me, so it's 2 capital I's, capital F. Oh no, lowercase f. I knew there was a lowercase somewhere in there. Thankfully, it corrected me on it. So I if. So what are we going to check this time? We're going to check to see if we'll check to see if we could do this 2 ways. We could check to see if the amount is less than 500, I guess, or we could check to see if the check says you're rich. I'm going to just do this as check to see if amount is, less than 500. So if you're less than 500, we're going to have to, it's true, therefore we have to figure out how much is left. So we'll type in whatever, we'll do a math equation here. So 500 minus amount, right? Because that'll be how much money we need to therefore get to 500. And then we'll just put nothing. We'll just put 2 blank quotation marks if you're already at that amount. There we go. Or let me see, do I want anything specifically? Yeah. Okay, see how much more money you need. So it doesn't say anything if you already are rich, which $500, that's rich if you actually think that's a lot of money in this day and age. But if we'll just run that, and now look, it says we're at 300, sorry, but there's 200 more we need. 100, sorry, 400 more we need. 500, you're rich, so it doesn't say anything. If we want to, we could put like a 0 in there as a mandate or whatever, but I think we're pretty much good as this. So I'll file, save this, and I'll name this, I'll name this the if for if statements, query if, why not? So we've made ourselves some matching donations and totals. We made ourselves some math equations with, tax and whatnot, converting it to decimals. And we made ourselves some if statements. We all made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We made 6 different fields that did not exist in the previous data. So we made stuff based out of stuff we had originally. So once you got all 3 of these guys working, then save it, submit it through Moodle. Remember to close out before saving it so you don't send me the LACCDB. And you're good. This is all the information you'll need to know for your big project, which I'll record those videos another day. You guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.